Welcome back to another episode of My Story. In this episode, I'll share some of the toughest moments I've faced on this journey, from financial struggles and unexpected setbacks to finding love again and dealing with heartbreaking loss. It's been a rough road, but I'm still pushing forward. Thank you for being here and supporting me. Let's dive back in. After my divorce, life became rough, both mentally and financially. I was left with all the bills and child support, which slowed me down, but it didn't stop me. Even though my plans didn't go as intended, I stayed focused on what I wanted. At times, I questioned whether the house was too big for me alone, or if I was the only one dreaming. My advice to anyone building a house is to build it for yourself, not for your family. It may sound selfish, but that's truly how I feel. Let me explain what I mean by building a house for yourself. When I first started this project, my kids were still young. I envisioned a home for the whole family, but now they're grown, married, and living their own lives. Plans change and life takes unexpected turns. So when I say to build a house for yourself, I mean to focus on your needs and vision, because circumstances can shift. That's the perspective I've gained over the years. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps the channel grow. Eventually, some time passed, and I met someone new who was very compatible with me. She had qualities I admired, and we dated for a while. Things were working out, and I began to shift my focus to complete a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom rental unit to generate additional income and fund the house. It took me about 2 years to gather enough money to start on the roof. Thankfully, I managed to get it done using an aluminum tile style roof that is hurricane resistant, one of the best options out there. After dating for a while, we decided to get married. I was happy again, and things seemed to be going well. She was from Hanover, so when we traveled to Jamaica together, I'd fly into Montego Bay instead of Kingston. We'd visit her family before I continued on to take care of my business. But then tragedy struck, and she was taken away from me. I remember the morning she walked out the door and looked back at me to say goodbye. I had no idea it would be the last time I'd see her. Later that day, while I was at work, I got a call from a stranger using my wife's phone, telling me there had been an accident. I was only 5 minutes away from the scene and rushed over to find her on a stretcher. She was airlifted to the hospital, and I followed as quickly as I could. When I arrived, I was in a state of confusion and shock. I didn't realize how serious it was. I'd been in accidents myself and always walked away unharmed, so I thought she would be okay. The doctors came out to speak to me, but their words felt like a blur. When I finally saw her, I began to understand the gravity of the situation. They had resuscitated her about 7 times, and she was struggling to hang on. It all felt so unreal. In the end, I brought her body back to Jamaica to bury her closer to her family. Even though I was going through an overwhelming crisis, the only way I could cope was by working. While building the house, I used to stay with my grandfather, but I've always valued my independence. I left my mother's house on my 18th birthday and never looked back. So I decided to finish the 1-bedroom unit to have a place of my own when I was in the country. Thanks for watching and supporting my channel. I appreciate every one of you who's been following along on this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one.